Hey there and welcome back. We're continuing our series today, breaking down the pros and cons of every town in Fairfax County. And in today's video, we're tackling Herndon. Now, Herndon is actually a real life town, meaning it has its own municipality, unlike many other parts of Fairfax County that we tend to just call towns. So you have the town of Herndon, and then you have the surrounding zip codes, which are also named Herndon. But for the sake of this video, we're talking about all of Herndon. So we're talking about both the town and those zip codes. So stay tuned as we dive into everything there is to love about Herndon and the things you may not love. All right, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Crystal Walker, one half of the Ask A Walker team. And in these videos, I share everything you need to know about where to live in Northern Virginia. If you're ready to take the next step in your home buying journey, click the link in the description to schedule your perfect home consultation. We'll narrow down your criteria, answer all your questions, and help you find the perfect place to settle down. But enough of that. Let's get into what's great and not so great about living in Herndon. Now, one of the biggest reasons people love Herndon is going to be its perfect location. You're just minutes from Dulles International Airport, making travel a breeze if you're a frequent flyer. And if you need to get into DC, it's about 22 miles each, roughly a 45-minute drive off peak. But let's be real, rush hour can stretch that out considerably. More on that in a little bit. And you've got plenty of ways to get around. Major roads like Dulles Toll Road, Route 28, and Fairfax County Parkway give you multiple options for navigating Northern Virginia. Plus, with the extension of the Metro Silver Line, it now serves the Herndon area. The Herndon Station offers a direct subway link to DC. A ride from Herndon Station to downtown Metro Center is going to take you about 45 to 60 minutes by subway, which, while not short, spares you the stress of driving and parking in the city. Another of the region's job and shopping hubs is going to be Tyson's Corner, and it's only about 12 miles away, and you also have Reston, which is right next door. So whether you work in Reston Town Center, or if you're looking for an afternoon of fun, it's going to be packed with restaurants, bars, and shopping. So the bottom line is, Herndon gives you the best of both worlds. You have a quiet suburban living area with easy access to everything in Northern Virginia and DC. All right, so let's talk about housing in Herndon. Because if you're looking to buy in Northern Virginia, you already know home prices are not cheap. But here's the good news. Herndon actually offers better value compared to some of its pricier neighbors. That's right, our second pro is Herndon's relative affordability. You're still in Fairfax County and you have all the same perks: highly rated schools, a strong job market, and easy access to DC. But you're not paying those Arlington or Vienna prices. A past client put it best. They call Herndon's home prices halfway reasonable for this area. So what does that mean in numbers? Well, the median home price in Herndon is around $735,000 as of early 2025. Now, when we compare that to Vienna, that has a median price of about $1.1 million, that's a huge difference. If you're looking for a starter home, condos can be found in the $200,000 to $400,000 range. And for townhouses, you can expect something in the price range between $500,000 and $800,000. Now, for single family homes, you're mostly going to see them starting around the $700,000 price point. And here's something to keep in mind. Herndon's home prices have jumped about 10% in the last year. So demand is growing and so are prices. But for now, it still offers more space for your money than many other areas closer to DC. And beyond just home prices, what really sets Herndon apart is going to be a strong sense of community, which is going to be pro number 3. It's a town that's close to the city, but it still manages to feel like a true community. And that's exactly what makes Herndon special. Of course, you have easy access to DC, major highways, and all the conveniences of Northern Virginia, but Herndon still has a little bit of that small town charm. The historic downtown area is packed with local restaurants, cozy cafes, and unique boutiques. The 19th century buildings and landmarks remind you that Herndon started out as a dairy farming town and a railroad stop. But today, it's this bustling yet tight-knit community where neighbors actually get to know each other. And a community vibe is everywhere. It's in the Herndon Festival, where locals come together for live music, great food, and family fun. It's in a Friday night live concerts, filling the town with music and energy all summer long. And it's in the way people gather for shows at Next Stop Theater, or how cyclists and runners take full advantage of the W&OD trail that cuts right through town. The Herndon Community Center is always buzzing with fitness classes, swimming pools, and sports courts. And over in the Herndon Centennial Golf Court, you can tee off on the public fairways that feel like a private club without the outrageous membership fees. Oh, and if you ever need a break from the suburbs and want to try your hand at rural life, Frying Pan Park is just minutes away. It's a real working farm where you can meet farm animals, take a wagon ride, or explore their historic barns. It's a favorite for families, nature lovers, or anyone who just wants to slow down a bit. Herndon may sit close to the urban hustle, but at its core, it's neighborly, welcoming, and full of life. Now let's talk about one of the coolest things about Herndon, and that's going to be its diversity. Fairfax County in general is known for being pretty diverse, but Herndon takes it to another level. This town is a true cultural melting pot, and you feel it everywhere, from the people to the shops to the food. In fact, about 44% of Herndon's residents were born outside the US. people coming from Asia, Europe, Africa, South America, and beyond. And that mix of cultures is another thing that makes Herndon unique and also so welcoming. And let's be real, where there is diversity, there is amazing food. When you walk down the street, you can find authentic Latin American dishes, rich Middle Eastern flavors, amazing South Asian curries, and so much more. A personal favorite for me is going to be Nine Thai Restaurant because I love their pork belly drunken noodles. I mean, that's just good eating right there. But there's no shortage of incredible flavors to explore throughout the area. So if you love variety, culture, and let's be honest, great food, Herndon is the place to be. But no place is perfect, right? Now that we've covered the pros, let's discuss some of Herndon's cons. Our first con is going to be the mixed school reviews. Notice I said reviews, not the schools themselves. Herndon is a part of the excellent Fairfax County school system, but not all local schools rank at the top. In fact, when you look at school rating metrics, Herndon's public schools often have average to below average scores relative to other Fairfax County schools. For example, Herndon High School currently has a 3 out of 10 rating on greatschools.org, which is based on factors like test scores and college readiness. Now, this places it well below many other high schools in the county. However, school quality is a nuanced topic. The grade school scores may be influenced by the diverse student body and test score gaps, whereas other measures paint a different picture. I mean, if you just look at niche.com, Herndon High School gets a B grade, which is a 3.6 out of 5. It has many positive reviews from both parents and students, indicating decent academics and a variety of programs, even if it's not at the very top school in the region. Now, if you're familiar with our content, you know I tend to take those school ratings with a grain of salt, partially because of how things like race and socioeconomic factors can skew results. I always recommend looking outside these rating sources to get insight from actual parents. Now, y'all know I'm a fan of message boards, but those can sometimes also be faulty because you end up with a bunch of opinions about what people have heard versus what they've experienced. If you want my advice, skip the rating sites this go round. Skip DC Urban Moms and Reddit, and instead find Fairfax County and Nova Moms Group on Facebook. There may even be one specifically for Herndon. There you can ask questions directly to parents who've experienced the schools firsthand. You'll probably still get some mixed reviews, but if you're a parent like me, you'll probably agree it's worth doing more research. On to con number 2, let's talk about traffic. Because if you're thinking about moving to Herndon, you need to know what you're signing up for. Herndon's location is a double-edged sword. Yes, it's commutable to DC, Tyson's, and other job centers, but if you're driving, you'll feel Northern Virginia's infamous traffic firsthand. The DC metro area consistently ranks among the worst in the country for congestion, and Herndon is right there in the mix. So let's break it down. On a good day, you might get to DC in 45-50 minutes. But during rush hour, forget about it. A drive that should be under an hour can easily stretch to 90 minutes, especially in the evenings. And honestly, even if you're not driving into the city, you'll likely sit in traffic along Route 7, 66, or 495. Now, Herndon does have the Silver Line metro station now, and that's a huge plus. So instead of dealing with stop and go traffic, you can hop on a train and be in downtown DC in about 50 minutes. But here's the catch. Metro trains get crowded at peak times. And if you don't live near the station, you're still gonna need to drive and park or catch a bus to get there. Oh, and we haven't even talked about the toll roads. Dulles Toll Road is the fastest route east, but it's not free. If you're regularly using the toll road or express lanes, these costs can add up fast. Some commuters spend hundreds of dollars a month just to shave time off their drive. So is Herndon commutable? Yes. But does it come with traffic headaches? Absolutely. This could be a major adjustment if you're used to shorter commutes or you're used to an area with less traffic. The key is going to be planning around traffic patterns, using public transit when you can, and honestly, you need to stock up on some good podcasts and audiobooks. Pro tip, skip Audible and get yourself a library card. All right, let's talk about the cost of living in Herndon. Everything costs more here: housing, groceries, services, dining out, you name it. On average, the cost of living in Herndon is going to be about 45% higher than the national average. So if you're coming from a lower cost area, prepare for sticker shock. And the biggest factor, of course, is going to be housing. As I mentioned earlier, the median sales price is around $735,000. And at that price point, you're going to expect somewhere between $6,000 and $7,000 a year in property taxes. Another thing to keep in mind is going to be Virginia's personal property tax on vehicles. Unlike some states, Virginia charges an annual tax based on your car's value. I remember when we moved here 11 years ago, we were so confused because in Louisiana, you pay taxes on your vehicle when you purchase it, and that's it. Not so here in Virginia. But here's the good news. If you drive an older car, the tax is pretty minimal. If you've got a newer car or a higher end vehicle, you'll see a higher tax bill, but it's something most residents just factor into the overall cost of living here. Then there's childcare and home maintenance, which are both considerably pricier than the national averages. On the flip side, so are incomes. Fairfax County has some of the highest wages in the country, and a lot of people working in tech, government, and consulting find that while it's expensive, it's manageable because salaries tend to keep up. So there you have it, the pros and cons of living in Herndon. Does the good outweigh the bad? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're ready to move to Herndon or anywhere else in Northern Virginia, we would love to help you find your next home. Click the link in the description to schedule your perfect home consultation. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment down below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next video.